was a kid with the other little kids. Now I'm ripping up shows and them fans going wild with us. Tell mommy I'm sorry, this life is a party.
Hey guys, this is Z.A.K here, and it's spring break, so I'm going to be making a couple videos here and there now. So, here's my SC10, and I have a little surprise to show you guys. I spent a lot of time working on this truck. It's just been a lot of time. It's taken me like 8 hours today and like 6 hours yesterday just working on this truck. It's a little windy out here, guys, so take it in. So let's open this up and see what I did to this. Something very interesting. Okay, you ready? Boom, there it is. You may be wondering, what's the big deal? It's just a mid-motor SC10. Well, to me, it's kind of a big deal because I like running mid-motors. I mean, when I'm running my 4x4s, it just runs perfect. I mean, it's mid-motor and everything, and I don't think it'll make a difference because it's 4-wheel drive, but this is a 2-wheel drive SC10, you know, guys. So, yeah, I made a mid-motor truck because it just handles a lot better than a rear-motor truck. And here's my track. Reconfigured it to be a figure 8 where you jump over and then you go into a single and then you go up here on this little mini tabletop into a dip and you go out. And it'd be nice if I had a little bit more handling, so I did this to it. And also during carpet racing in the winter, I noticed a lot of understeer with this thing, and I just didn't like it. And I wanted to put a mid-motor so it evened the weight out so I could have a lot better handling and I wouldn't need to like brake in the turns. So here's how I did it. First, I just took off the front clip and the rear clip on the SC10. I took the chassis and I traced it out on this 2 to 3 millimeter thick, I don't know how thick it is, but it's 2 to 3 millimeter thick steel. I wish it was aluminum, guys, but that's all my hardware store had, so yeah. I mean, it's really easy. Just trace it out. It took me about 12 hours in totals to make the chassis. And you just cut it out. No, you don't cut it out. You trace the chassis, you drill the holes, and you cut it out. And you just like start mounting your stuff to it. So what I did for my front was I had to bend that little nose piece out so that it would work, and it's just perfect now. It's all bent. And for my ESC, I drilled a hole through the chassis to mount it. My receiver, I just double side taped it with not double side tape, velcroed it. For my gearbox, same thing, just bolted it down. I mean, it's just a really good chassis. I'll show you the underside of it. And you have to sand down the edges too if you're going to go carpet racing, or just you want to be safe with your track because this thing's sharp. So I countersunk some of the screws. As you can see, I didn't countersunk them all the way because my drill didn't go that far. Countersunk them pretty good though. The chassis is nice, hard steel, really hard to cut. I had to use a tin snips because my Dremel broke, and that was a pain on my hands. I mean, this is really thick steel, guys. I had to use my hands to cut this out with the tin snips, and a pair of like pliers and other stuff to bend it off. But yeah, guys, it's basically it. I'll give you a shot of the rear end here. I just used some foam just to kind of add as some little stabilizers back here. I mean, it's really stable, you guys. I mean, it has a little bit of twist in the front and the rear, but it doesn't do it that much. It's just for durability. But yeah, I kept my original chassis intact. I didn't modify that to make it a mid-motor, since I might have wanted to drive it as a rear motor sometime. Like if I'm going to a certain track, drive it as a rear motor for better handling rather than this. I mean, this, you could go on like any surface. Same with the rear motor, but it just depends on the surface. Like if it's slippery, you can go rear motor or mid motor, but it's your decision. I mean, this thing could go on any terrain, so can rear motor, but it's just a different style driving. So yeah, and this chassis does weigh quite a bit more than the stock one because it's steel. I wish it wasn't, but that's all they had, and it was $8 the steel. Not $8, $6. Thicker stuff was $8. So yeah, so that's basically it, guys. I'm gonna film it running later on, so stay tuned. Comment, rate, subscribe, guys, and see ya later.